Hi everyone, welcome to Border Tanks with stewiejp. I'm Stewie and this is a double shot of Ace Tanker action. The first game featuring the very popular IS-7. The IS-7, the Tier 10 Russian heavy tank being driven today by M3C or Mech from EGP clan. And Mech is running around in the IS-7. The IS-7 standard rounds, average 490 damage, 250 penetration. 303 penetration for APCR, which is the premium rounds. He is on Pilsen in a standard battle and he's doing the right thing and going exactly where heavy tanks normally go on Pilsen, and that's along the western flank. Looking at the mini-map, a hell of a lot of tanks going the other way, so Mech or M3C, depending on how you pronounce it, knows he's probably going to have to hold up this western flank pretty much on his own. Object 268 coming with him, which can be pretty handy. The FV-215B and of course a T-30 and a T-57 heavy, but looking at the enemy tanks, they do have a lot of heavy tanks, so he needs to be prepared for a lot of enemy heavy tanks coming his way. One of the IS-7s on the enemy side's been spotted going straight up the one line as M3C goes around, tries to get a shot and gets a shot into the T-30, sets him on fire, and it looks like definitely no automatic fire extinguisher, but look at all that damage going into the T-30. 1615 damage already into the T-30, the Tier 9 American heavy tank, as the enemy IS-7 pushes around towards him but doesn't quite aim properly and he misses the shot. M3C doesn't miss a shot, puts a shot into the enemy Tier 10 Russian heavy tank, bounces the return shot. Of course that T-30 on very low health now, 35 hit points, and all of those hit points have gone to M3C in the form of fire damage. Looking at the mini-map, the guys who've gone on the eastern flank, they really need to push that flank because all the enemy tanks look like they've come to where Mech is, or M3C. From EGP clan in his IS-7, still got standard ammunition loaded and he's just holding back, making sure that he doesn't lose too much health to this enemy IS-7. He's still nearly on full health. The enemy IS-7 puts a shot into the middle. Looks like the FV-215B is in trouble. The Object 268's already been killed and they're down one tank to 4, and he'll be hoping that that other flank pushes pretty soon because he won't be able to hold off all these tanks for too long. There's more tanks than you can count on this western flank. At least 10, maybe 12, as he doesn't quite get the penetrating shot into the IS-7, but thankfully some of his teammates pick up some kills, and now all of a sudden it's all even at 4 apiece as he puts a shot into the Conqueror, and he also blocks a shot from the Conqueror. The T-111 and the Skoda T-50 pushing towards him, and he's just backing up just so that no more than one tank can shoot him at the same time, which is the right thing to do. He really needs to maintain his health here. He's on 994 hit points. He's picking the help key as if his life depends on it, because it does, and with the score on 5 apiece, the T-111 gets rid of that Skoda T-50 as M3C picks up his first kill, taking out that T-30 that he set on fire earlier on, and he's using these pieces of building as a bit of cover, and he's hoping that that Conqueror and the E5 and the enemy IS-7 have probably focused on this IS-7 now, so he can try and get some cheeky shots into the sides of those tanks. He's picked up 3,500 hit points of damage, blocked 1,300, picked up a little bit of spotting, and his team somehow are ahead in this little skirmish, but they're starting to get picked off one by one as the T-95 E6 gets killed. He aims into the side of the Conqueror, takes him for 523 hit points of damage. Not a bad roll at all with the IS-7's gun. He's only got 4 standard rounds left. He hasn't switched to premium ammunition just yet. Quite confident that he can do some more damage. That shot looked like it went into the dirt. Would have been very handy to get a side shot into that Object 268, as he's very kindly showing him his side, shoots him. I think he might have tracked him there as well, which is the right thing to do. Yes, he is certainly tracked. Picks up some more assisted damage from tracking the Tier 10 Russian tank destroyer, and now he picks up kill number 2, taking the Conqueror out. but needs to be wary of those other camping tanks back here in the southern central region. Putting a shot into his side, takes the IS-7 down to 279 hit points, takes a shot in return. He's only on 213, but the T-54 does the job, getting rid of the Tier 10 Russian heavy tank. And now M3C is on over 5,000 hit points of damage, 1,300 just about damage blocked, and a little bit of spotting damage as well. Blocks another shot from the T11OE5. He's pretty confident his reload will beat him, so he puts a shot straight into the side of the American heavy tank, taking him down to under 500 health. And looks like that T11OE5 is concentrating on those other two tanks. M3C not lucky enough to get the kill, but with the score on 13-8, this is looking like a pretty good result when you think how bad it looked just a few minutes ago when those enemy tanks were pushing the western flank with absolute gusto. 14-8 now. Is he going to get a shot on the Carnarvon? He's not sure. Looks like the Carnarvon on his side is in a bit of trouble. The other IS-7's coming to help, and as usual, when there's only one tank left on the enemy side, it's an absolute clusterfuck to try and get and pick up the last bit of get damage. The Carnarvon letting his teammates know that he's reloading, but T-54 picks up the kill, and in the end, not a bad result from M3C from EGP Clan, winning 15-8 as we have a very quick look at the post-game battle results. It's an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge for that very fast game. Hand of God for surviving and winning the battle, having received damage from at least 4 different enemy vehicles. Bruiser, Fire for Effect. The Spartan for surviving a ricochet or non-penetrating shot from an enemy on less than 10% of his health. And of course the High Caliber for doing at least 20% of the total hit points to enemy vehicles. Looking at the second page of the post-game battle results, 6,263 hit points of damage, just the 2 kills, 1,200 base experience, 1,690 blocked, 893 spotting. An absolute ripper game from M3C from EGP Clan. Made a little profit with a standard account. Premium account would have been 40,000. He fired 17 shots, 14 hit, 13 did damage, and that was enough for a very fast Ace Tanker Mastery Badge in the big Russian Tier 10 heavy tank, the IS-7. As we move on to the second game of this double shot of Ace Tanker action. This one features Matchy HK from Ray's Clan, who's no stranger to this channel. It's a standard battle on mines, and is in the WZ-111, the credit maker, the premium Chinese heavy tank. And you might be thinking, what are you doing to Tier 8 to Tier 10 in the one video for? Well, I'm just tidying up the last of the last patch replays. And before we get into some of the new patch replays, probably in April. Matchy HK is not stuffing around in this game. He's going straight for the hill. It could be an all-in brawl. There's a lot of heavy tanks. If all those heavy tanks go there, it will just be a case of who can focus fire better, who can dish out the damage and bounce a few shots to win this game on mines. And without giving too much away, this is not going to be the longest game you've ever seen. It's going to be a pretty quick one featuring Matchy HK. He's having a look at that STRV-74 T29. So far, not many top tier tanks pushing the mine, so Matchy HK is going to use his Chinese armour and this little bit of dirt for a little bit of cover. Puts a shot into the cheek of the STRV-74, the Tier 6 Swedish meatball tank. Vastly outgunned there. That STRV is really going to struggle to penetrate Matchy HK and his WZ-111. Doesn't manage to damage the T29, but I don't think he... Oh yes, he did. No, he blocked some damage from the T29. Puts a shot into the T29, taking him down to 692 hit points. KV2's making a bit of appearance with its big derp gun, and Matchy HK looking for an opportunity. Cops a bit of damage from the T29. Doesn't manage to penetrate the cupola of the Tier 7 American heavy tank, and just waits for the reload. This is just going to be farming damage. Is that one going to go through? Looks like that one missed entirely. Matchy, what are you doing? 3 zip is the score. 755 damage, 820 blocked. But he's just getting warmed up. He's looking at the Carnarvon. Just bounce the turret on the Carnarvon. He's thinking, this isn't working. What am I going to do here? Maybe time to change things up a little bit. looking for a shot. There you go, the side of the T-29's turret. Very kind. No idea why he did that for, but he got sent back to the garage with the score on 4-zip. Actually, hasn't picked up a kill yet, but I reckon he'll get one pretty soon as he puts a shot into the Hellcat for 378 hit points. Tier 6 American tank destroyer cowering at the back of the map, looking to snipe something out, but it's just not working for him as he looks at the T-28. Totally misses that shot. This is not an exercise in accurate shooting, but GHK doing the right thing, keeping these tanks lit up, putting the odd shot of damage into them. Carnarvon, that was never going to penetrate on the gun mantlet of the Tier 8. British heavy tank, but now he's thinking, stuff this for a game of Skittles, I'm going to get in there. Puts a shot into the T-34-85 again. Another Tier 6 tank in a Tier 8 battle who's going to be struggling to penetrate the Chinese premium heavy tank, and looking like he's going to do a little bit of side scraping around the carcass of the T-29. Finally gets a damaging shot into the turret of the Carnarvon, and of course that Carnarvon, it's not a bad tank, but it's only got 150 damage a shot, and it's not really penetrating GHK as he picks up his first kill, taking out the T-28, camping at the back, and now he's going to have to be focusing on this British heavy tank, which I'm tipping a lot. Looks like he's probably got a stock gun there doing 150 damage a shot, or he's bouncing 150 damage a shot. 12-2, 12-3 is the score now. GHK is on 2 kills, 2,832 hit points of damage, blocked 1290, spotted 1178, and now, as is always the case when there's not many tanks left, it's a case of trying to get as much damage as you can towards the end. And that IS-6 looks like he was in a spot of bother there. Not the spot of bother anymore. Now he's back in the garage as Matchy picks up his third kill, and now he's looking for the kill shot on the T-29. Will he reload in time? No, he won't. 15-3, and even though there wasn't much accurate shooting in that replay, believe it or not, it's an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge for GHK on mines. Spotter damage for doing all that spotting damage. Bruiser, fire for effect, and the high caliber. Even though he missed those shots, he still managed to top the score charts. 3,302 hit points of damage, 3 kills, 1,370 base experience. Fired 17 shots, 15 did hit, but only 10 penetrated. However, that was definitely enough for an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge on mines, and not a bad amount of credits too, considering a lot of those shots were fired and didn't really connect, therefore didn't make any credits. He still made a handy profit with just under 46,000 credits. It's an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge with the WZ-111. Maybe I'll buy one of these tanks. They look pretty good to me. Thanks for the replays, lads. Thanks for watching, everyone. The IS-7 Tier 10 Russian heavy tank, followed up by the Chinese premium heavy tank, the WZ-111. A couple of Ace Tanker Mastery Badge. Take care, everyone, and see you all next time.